There are rumors swirling about that WWE may be considering a women's Money in the Bank match for this year at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Do you all buy or sell the possibility of a women's Money in the Bank match?
I buy it. Why not? They have the
Why
talent.
not? I'll let you know in a few minutes.
They have the talent, as far as the women's division is concerned, to have these women be in a ladder match. Sasha Banks, Becky Lynch, Emma, but she's injured right now. Charlotte. I think they could pull off, a pretty good multi-women ladder match. It doesn't necessarily have to be 6 of them or 8 of them. You could keep it down to 4 or maybe 5, and then all those 4 could, put on a hell of a ladder match. It's just unfortunate that right now they're not booking any of them properly. One of them is gone from TV at the moment. So, yeah, with the way things are going, realistically, I don't think there is going to be a women ladder match. But I would love to see it one day with the current roster they have for the women. I mean, those are a lot of fucking talented women there. I think they could pull it off.
Well, if
That's
they're
not
so
the
talented,
problem
tell
that
a
Jay
goddamn
has.
story with them. Tell a story. Tell a story. Put them in a feud, one-on-one, and tell a story, and let them go out there and let them tell a story in the friggin' ring. I keep hitting on tell a story because the Money in the Bank, that doesn't do that for me. It's way too cheap. It's way too easy, and I know the saving grace of the Money in the Bank ladder match. Everyone loves to talk about it, but we're going to get a good match out of it. Look at friggin' Extreme Rules. We got a great match out of Roman Reigns and AJ Styles. We got a great match with the Intercontinental Championship there. No ladders. You don't need people jumping off of a fucking ladder just to have a good match. If I have to get rid of all of the spots that we see in the Money in the Bank just for the sake of getting rid of that damn concept, I'm fine with it. I don't even like the male Money in the Bank match, much less the friggin' female one.
I
So I'm
actually
selling the hell out
disagree
of
with the
this.
good match part. I think the Money in the Bank matches as of late, not even as of late, for a long time, have not even been that good.
I'll actually agree with you on that. They have nowhere near like the hype that they used to
Yeah,
have.
there's too many of them.
I'm
They
just saying.
started doing like 2
I'm
a
just
year.
like taking away that thing just because I know people use that. Like they always justify keeping the Money in the Bank concept around because it's a good match. Okay, and how many fucking good matches do we get out of the year? We get plenty of them. We're not in short supply of good matches.
Yeah,
And
now
we
we
don't
get
need a ladder
two.
just to
We
make
get
one good.
2 like multi-man ladder matches every year now. I mean,
Well,
we used to get 3, I guess.
haven't they limited down to 1 now because there's only
Well,
one
there's one at
briefcase?
WrestleMania.
Is there? Oh yeah. You're right. You're right. That's the Intercontinental. I thought you were talking about like Money in the Bank.
There's only
But
so many spots, and the Money in the Bank match, like it suffers from this contrived silliness that drives me nuts. Where it's like you know what's coming, like are so telegraphed. They do the whole dance where someone like most of the people are down. There's only 2 guys in the ring. Then one guy comes back, and they take turns. They set up the ladder, and you know they're gonna use it. It's just so I don't know. It's so contrived. But as for the women's Money in the Bank, I actually want to see it just because I want to see the ladder match with the women. I agree with Jay completely that the Money in the Bank is cancer, and I don't think it's cancer because I don't think it's cancer inherently. I think the prospect of being able to cash in after a champion is down is what's bad. If they made a stipulation where you had to do it in advance, I would be more interested because then it wouldn't be
Like
as
the Lucha
annoying.
Underground Gift of the Gods Championship.
Maybe, but to me, it's the only problem with it is the fact that you could just come in and a mid carder could come in and win the title. That I don't like. I would be much more interested if you had to schedule it in advance because then you could see mid card champions fighting for the title in advance, and it's interesting because like there's a build up to it, and they don't have to win necessarily. It'd be a more interesting thing then. So I think they could make that adjustment, and it would be fine. But as of now, they love to do those surprise ones.
Yeah, and the problem with that is that you have a lot of people out there who don't give a damn about story. They don't give a damn about build-up. They don't give a damn about grooming anyone to become a world champion. All they care about is that shock value, that pop that you get in that moment where you have the person run down to the ring and, it's a surprise. Like some of the same people who sit up and talk shit about Vince Russo love the Money in the Bank because of the shock value that it provides. And because of Money in the Bank, I have to deal with this whole situation with people thinking that Damian Sandow was worthy of a fucking world championship. I have to deal with this situation of people loving that cash in with Ziggler when that guy was a fucking scrub
Yeah, you know what I've been
before he
thinking?
won the championship and a scrub after he won it too.
I've been thinking that winning the Money in the Bank is like winning the lottery, which is a nice thing when you think about it, but really it's not, because if you're shitty with money, then you're gonna have a bad time winning the lottery. You're probably gonna go into debt. Your life's gonna be not a very fun time after you win the lottery if you have no money management skills. And if you're a shitty wrestler and you win the Money in the Bank, not even a shitty wrestler, but if you're not champion material and you win the Money in the Bank, that's almost a bad thing. Like, I heard the commentary saying, like, look where the Money in the Bank could change your life. Look at where the people who won it have gone. I'm like looking. I'm like, who? Like, you know, Sandow, who's gone. Swagger, who's never here. Ziggler, who's in the mid card forever.
Technical
The Miz, who's back to IC. Del Rio, where is he right now? I mean,
yeah, like CM Punk was one of the CM Punk and Edge are really the only two who ever benefited from it, and you could even argue.
And Brian.
I don't even think Brian did. He didn't become. He didn't really. First of all, I don't even know if CM Punk did the first time.
I was just going to say,
failure,
like, his
right?
big... That's what I was going to continue with, and you could argue that his real success came after that, too. But, I mean, still, like, it was a good, like, building block for him.
The second one was... The first one was a failure, because he... Like I said, you win the lottery, and then you weren't ready for it, so you just lose it, and then you go back into obscurity.
He did.
Well, I don't know about... I think this year's Money in the Bank could be justified, given the competitors that are going to be involved, to be honest.
So far, I
even
think
if that's the case, like, I don't like the fact that so many first-time champions are, you know, come as a result of Money in the Bank.
Oh yeah, me neither.
I think so far the competitors this year look pretty good. It's one of the ones I've actually looked forward to in recent memory.
Yeah.
I think that Money in the Bank was awesome concept at first that has lost value tremendously over the years because of the fact that there was too many of them at one time, and then the cash-ins became, you know, kind of ridiculous, and then you had guys like Sandow who weren't ready yet when, you know, they actually got the Money in the Bank briefcase. But anyway... I think that's beside the point of the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, which what I want to say is I am going to sell it because where the women's division is right now, they're not ready to go for a Money in the Bank ladder match. Like, we're complaining about the singles feud that we're getting for the women's title. Forget about a Money in the Bank ladder match. I just don't think it's time for that. If they're gonna do that, like, wait at least another year. I don't even think they need to do it. I wouldn't mind seeing it because it's different. I like that idea.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're at a point right now where they should do it yet. Like, who's going to be in it, really, other than, like, Becky Lynch? Like, Sasha's out with an injury right now. Emma's out with an injury right now. Who are you going to put in? Summer Rae? I'm sorry, but that's the same that's the same type of shit as having somebody who doesn't belong anywhere near the main event be in the men's match. It's the same thing. Someone out of left field just in the match, and, like, you mean to tell me they're going to win? Like,
I'm only buying it because it's different, it's new, it's refreshing. Like we can't. It wouldn't be fair.
Nice spot side of it, some nice.
No, but listen, it wouldn't be fair if we judge this based on the male one because this is different. Like we don't know what would make out of something like this happening for the women. You know what I mean? I think it would be pretty revolutionary for them.
Is this Lucas of all people expressing some restraint? Let's hold off on our judgment and see what happens. Whoa.
Well, for the women, it's different because this would be fucking awesome.
Man, in 30 minutes, you just like, whoa, what happened to you?